Namaste, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods. This is Parinitha, and I'm welcoming you all to this wonderful masterclass that especially designed for you, made a presentation just for you, so that we can all learn and benefit from the wisdom shared by great masters. And I am an ardent practitioner of Swadhyaya Yoga, wherein I study and I share whatever I learn, whatever I try to practice. So, my dear friends, today we are going to learn about clear thinking, and in this particular session that we are going to have, we are going to understand about the 12 levels of the mind and what are the 16 different ways to achieve clear thinking. It's a very step-by-step guide for all of us. So I hope you have your pens and paper or books ready so that you can note down whatever you feel relevant to you, whatever you feel that you can practice in your life. So mind is a very complicated thing, but we need to achieve clear thinking. And among the 12 levels of the mind, we need to understand where do we stand and what is the next step. That is the reason why I'm bringing this to you, my dear friends. So without any further delay, I would like to start the presentation. I hope everybody is able to see this presentation. Just give me a yes in your chat box. I'm able to see the chat box. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. And yes, this is the subject on clear thinking and how do we achieve clear thinking and what are the 12 levels of mind that that we are in right now. And I will be sharing what are the 12 levels of the mind, and you may try to figure out where you stand exactly. And I would like to here again use the word to be honest. So be honest with yourself yet again. And clear thinking, this particular subject has been accepted from Education as Transformation, Volume 2, written by torkom yet again. So here it goes, my dear friends, and let's delve deep into the topic called as clear thinking. And I really hope that my voice is also clear to you, audible to you. I just wanted to know if I need to adjust anything over here. Yes, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, wonderful. So here it goes, clear thinking. So we all want to be successful and everyone wants to clear their thinking and everyone wants to be successful in their lives. So, but then as our journey goes ahead, we try to contradict ourselves, and there are so many inner conflicts as such that we need to face. There are so many fights happening within us, and we all waste our time in these conflicts, in these contradictions, and create more and more problems by complicating our life, complicating our mind, complicating our thinking. So that is where we stand, and that is what is it that we have to go to. That is what this session is all about. And even whatever we may have, whatever we possess, if we do not have clear thinking, clarity in our mind, we will not utilize the things that we already have in a proper way. And we will waste everything that we have. Unless and until we think clearly, my dear friends. It has to be clear thinking. You may have everything that you need in your life, but if you don't think clearly, what is the use of all that you have unless and until you are utilizing it properly, appropriately, wisely? So I'm going to go a little slow, my dear friends, so that it can be easily assimilated in your mind, in your heart, in your entire system. So what does clear thinking do? It leads us towards spiritual progress. And clearness of mind can be understood through the analogies of clear water. We all know the analogy of the clear water, hypothetically speaking, and clear air, clear windows and mirrors. When we are driving, when we have a clear mirror, we can see what is coming behind the car or in the sides of the car, so that we can drive safely, drive properly, drive appropriately. Clear thinking does not have any poisons or dust or, all the things that contaminate our mind. When we have clear mind, we will have great visibility of the future, of what lies ahead and what is in our hands right now. That is great visibility, isn't it, my dear friends? So when you have clear thinking, you will know exactly what you are, who you are, and you will see your path very clearly, with utmost clarity. That is the reason why we need clear thinking, my dear friends. And it says that thinking is the act of using your mind to solve problems, to find new and better ways to carry out your spiritual perfection and make yourself happy, healthy, intelligent, creative, and noble. Isn't that what thinking is supposed to do? Isn't that what thinking is supposed to? Isn't that what we actually supposed to be using the mind for? And thinking, as it says here, must be balanced by two factors: the ability to solve problems and the ability to find new ways for spiritual perfection, both of them, materialistic and spiritual, both the lives. So these two things have to be considered, and there are two factors that keep the activities of your mind in balance. And what are those two factors? So let us understand for what purpose is our mind for? And what are we using it currently, and what it's supposed to be used for? So thinking passes through many states due to the various states of the mind, my dear friends. And now we are going to delve into the 12 states of mind. So you have to figure out where you are with utmost humility, with utmost honesty. Try to see your true self among all the layers and the masks that you have covered yourself in. The first level of the mind is the undeveloped state of mind. In this state, neither the brain nor the mind is developed, and there is no synchronization between them. There is a brain and there is a mind. So when the etheric center of the brain has to be developed in this case, but which is not. So that is why it's called the undeveloped state of mind. And as we assemble various parts of our machinery to use, see, we have, we get some things, we get furniture, and we try to assemble them in our home. Some of the gadgets or maybe the cribs, sometimes we sit and we put the screws in, tighten it and loosen it or whatever. So that is the way that we need to synchronize everything. The brain and the mind has to be synchronized. If it is not, then we are in the undeveloped state of mind. And these are there are centers in the brain and the etheric brain which must be developed before a person is capable of clear thinking. This is a step-by-step process, my dear friends. Let us all not bypass these steps. Let us all go step by step. And the integration and synchronization has to happen between the brain and the mind, and the brain and the etheric brain. And the second type of mind is called the lazy mind. Oh, I'm so lazy. I don't have the energy to think anymore. Why? Because you have a lazy mind. You have mental inertia. And that is the reason why Patriji says that you should not have garlic, because it creates mental inertia, my dear friends. It's tamasic. And in this state, the brain is developed, but it is lazy. Have you ever gone through this? I'm sure you must have gone through. I have gone through it. So there is no energy in it, but only inertia and apathy. Apathy means, I don't care what's happening. It's carelessness and, everything. I don't care. I don't have the energy to think about all those things. It's inertia, it's laziness. And such a state of mind can be naturally or artificially produced. And your mind can be lazy because of various things, various things. Now you have to figure out what is it that your mind is lazy because of. Why is it so much of lazy? And all this affect the brain and make you mentally lazy. Have you ever thought about it that mind can be lazy too? Of course it can be. Oh, I don't have the energy to think anymore. I'm mentally exhausted. Do we say that after a long day of at work, you come at home and say, oh, I'm exhausted. No, where are you exhausted? You didn't go for any, running or jogging because you're mentally exhausted. So that is called as a lazy mind. And then the third one is damaged brain or damaged mind. These are step-by-step levels, my dear friends. And as our brain can be damaged by accidents, hallucinogenic drugs, and so many other things, and so can the mental body be damaged by various kinds of psychological pressures, psychic attacks, hypnotism, etc. And the brain or mind can also be damaged by electric currents, radiations, or poisons. And that is the reason, that is one of the reasons that radiation, Patriji says, do not use microwave ovens because the radiation goes into your body and damages your brain. Never use anything that has high radiation. Even when you're choosing your phones, please check Google and buy those phones which are very, very, very less in radiations. That will really help your brain so that it's not damaged. So the third level of the mind is the damaged brain or the damaged mind. So what are the things that are damaging your brain or the mind? You have to figure it out. Is it psychological pressures? Is it psychic attacks, hypnotism, so and so? Hallucinogenic drugs, accidents? It can damage your brain, my dear friends. That is what it does. And then the fourth level of the mind is a confused mind. We often visit this level of mind, isn't it, my dear friends? Whenever we want to start a new project, or when we are in relationships or career, or many other aspects, we are always confused. We don't know which voice to listen to. Whether should we follow our heart, follow our mind, follow our gut? What is it that we need to follow? And we are so confused at times. We don't know what to think. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. And this is a state in which your mind has no goal, no direction, and no discernment. And that is where meditation helps you, my dear friends, so that you can get direction in your life, to have a goal. And confusion is also a state of mind in which things appear to you differently than what they exactly are, isn't it? Right. If your mirror is foggy or it's completely muddy, you can't see things as exactly as they are. You will see things muddy. So if you're confused, you will see whatever you see is very confusing to you. And you'll not be able to see everything exactly as they are, but according to the lens of your mind. And your chaotic thought forms obscure your vision. And a confused mind does not have certainty, a center of control, principles, or standards. We may think that we are so principled, so full of values and all that, but are you really? Are we really? Am I really? That is a question that we need to seriously ask. We may think that because we are born in a certain family or because we are following some person, we are also carrying so many principles, so many values, but are we really living those principles, or are we confused in our mind? Is there chaos and confusion in your mind? Is there a goal? Is there a direction that you can follow? And that is the level of the confused mind, my dear friends. So are you in this state? Please check with yourself. You don't have to answer me. The only person that you have to answer is yourself. Being honest, being totally, completely honest with yourself. No self-deception whatsoever. And then the fifth mind is the conflicting mind. And such a mind is always split. We always have two voices fighting with each other. No, I am right. I am right. You're wrong. You're wrong. It always fights with each other, whether it be in your career, in your relationships, in the finance section, or your purpose of life, or what you think is right, what you think is wrong. Everything. We are all split inside. We're all fighting against ourselves. We're not even fighting with others. Whenever you find yourself fighting with others, there's a conflict within yourself. Please observe that. And a person with a conflicting mind decides something, and the next moment he changes his decision or promise, and he never fulfills a promise. Do you fulfill your promises, my dear friends? There's a huge science of promises that I'm going to take in the next session. There's a science behind promises, and you must know about it. Because every time, every day, we promise something to every person, something or the other, small or big promise. So are you conflicting that, I say something right now and immediately I change my sentence and I do exactly the opposite? Do you do that? I promise something right now and I don't fulfill it. I believe something, then immediately I deny it. And this is a mind that assembles and disassembles every time. It's like, planting a tree at one spot and not letting it grow, picking it up, again planting the tree, planting the plant in another spot again. And his personality is split. We are all split. That is called a split personality in some terminologies, psychological terminologies. But what is it that happens in the split personality? It's not a disease. It's just a state of mind that we are in. Or the personality, the soul are fighting against each other. The soul says something, the heart says something, the gut says something, the mind says something. We're all conflicted inside. That is where meditation will help us integrate and align ourselves completely, totally. And in this stage, the awakening soul is trying to bring the personality in line and is creating conflict on the mental field. Please read this sentence once again. In this stage, the awakening soul is trying to bring the personality in line and is creating conflict on the mental field. See, the soul knows much better. Soul is wise. Soul actually knows. Soul knows everything. When the soul is trying to bring in, that unity, that oneness, that integrity, there's a mental chaos in the mental department, because it is not agreeing to unity and oneness. It always believes in chaos and conflict because it is used to that. We got our mind used to conflict and chaos, that it denies oneness, it denies clarity, it denies everything. It denies awakening. The only person that we are stopping the mind to be in clear thinking is ourselves, my dear friends. We think that nothing is simple, everything is complicated. Who is making it complicated? We are making it complicated. Everything is actually very, 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 very simple. It's utterly, thoroughly simple. It's very, very simple. So that is what happens when the soul tries to awaken the mind, and that is when the conflict starts happening, isn't it, my dear friends? Sometimes your mind and the soul also fight. No, I am the dominant one. I am right. I am right. Who are you to tell me? We don't listen to the soul. We listen to the mind, the conflicting mind. And the sixth level of the mind is the slave mind, my dear friends. Wow, isn't it? Slave mind, what does that mean? When the mind is controlled by the blind urges and drives of the physical body, by the glamours and desires of the emotional body, and by the illusions, vanity, separatism, and ego of the mental body, the mind turns into a slave and exists only to satisfy the wishes of the body, emotions, and lower mind. Sit with this sentence, my dear friends. Sit with this sentence. This is a beautiful, beautiful sentence which can really liberate you from all the suffering and really heal you from very, very, very inner aspects. When the mind is controlled by the blind urges and drives of the physical body. So we are basically the slaves trying to cater to the urges and the desires of the physical body. So we live to cater to the physical body, which means that we are the slave of the physical body. And by the glamours and desires of the emotional body. We are existing to satisfy the glamour, satisfy everything that the emotional body tells us. That is why we are a slave of the emotional body as well. And also by the illusions, vanity. We have all understood about vanity, isn't it, my dear friends? What is vanity? We are something else, and we show as ourselves as something else. We say something and we deny it. So that is called as vanity. And by the illusions, vanity, separatism, and ego of the mental body, we become a slave of the mental body. And the three put together are the personality, my dear friends. The physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body put together is the personality. And you have to understand by yourself, what are you a slave of? Which body are you a slave of? Is your mind being controlled by these? Or is it liberated by these? Is it a slave or is it a master? The slave mind says, sir, yes, sir, I will try to find a way to serve your wishes. Aye, sir. Your wish is my command. So do we do that to our personality? Does the mind exist just to serve your urges, to satisfy your urges, your illusions, your vanity, your separatism, your ego, your desires? Or is the mind's purpose a little bit higher than you think it is? So is yours a slave mind or a mind master? Are you the master of your mind or you are the slave of your mind? You have to think for yourself. You have to find out for yourself. And you can see in the picture, the mind is actually running you. Is it so? Is this your life? Is this what your state of mind is? You have to figure it out for yourself through meditation, through self-contemplation, through observation, and through questioning yourself. So when your mind is a slave, even its knowledge does not help you reject impositions of the lower bodies. If you even realize that you're a slave of the mind, it won't go there. All this knowledge is given to you. The levels of the mind, all this knowledge is given to you. But it has to help your spiritual progress. And this is why we say that it is not knowledge that helps your spiritual progress, but your transformation and beingness, my dear friends. It's a state of being. What state is your mind being? It's not about doing, my dear friends. It is all being. And always Patriji says, be a master, be a vegetarian, be with your breath, be. It's all about beingness. And knowledge has to support you in delving into that beingness, that state of being. And when you discipline your personality and gain control of your lower bodies, you can experience true freedom because you're completely now utterly, unleashed yourself broken those barriers, broken those prison bars, and unleashed yourself into freedom, into liberation, you are no more a slave of your mind. You're no more a slave. Do you want to gain that freedom? Do you want to gain that liberation of your mind? Yes, but what must you do for it? That is what you have to do. To not be a slave of your mind anymore. And after gaining freedom, your lower vehicles serve your spiritual goals. Do you want your mind to serve your lower goals or your higher goals? That is what you have to understand. And only a free mind can develop control over itself. And somewhere it says that, oh, I want to go for a vacation. Yeah, yes, this. But what is true vacation? A true vacation is where your mind can be free. It can be anywhere. It can be your home. It can be your office. It can be your garden. It can be anywhere. The place does not matter. The state of being matters, my dear friends. A vacation, a true vacation is that state of being where your mind is free. Yeah, where your mind is not a slave of anything anymore. And once you get the freedom from all the slavery, when you end the slavery, your mind, your lower vehicles will start serving the spiritual goals, which are the higher goals, higher purpose. So what kind of goals do you want to your lower vehicles or the mind want to serve? It all depends on you. And the seventh one is the preconditioned or the prejudiced mind. Some minds act under the influence of post-hypnotic suggestions and they are preconditioned. And a prejudiced mind is a mind that cannot open, unfold, and expand. There are limiting walls around it, and this causes the mind not to see important and essential facts in life and to lose opportunities for cooperation and expansion. Preconditioned or prejudiced mind. We are so full of post-hypnotic suggestions, belief systems, prejudiced mind, preconditioned thinking. Oh, this must be this, assumptions, preconceived notions, and all that. We limit ourselves according to our mind. This is it. This is right. And this is the only thing which is right. So we have the prejudiced mind. Whenever we see a person, we are prejudiced. When we listen to some person, we are prejudiced. We only hear what we want to hear, not what the person is saying. And that's true. So when you're listening to me, are you wanting to hear what you want to hear, or are you trying to listen to what I want to say, what I am saying? So this causes the mind not to see important and essential facts in life and to lose opportunities for cooperation and expansion. And it is interesting to know that the human mind can be preconditioned in the field of politics, education, philosophy, arts, sciences, religion, and economics. Are you preconditioned in these fields? Do you have set belief systems, rigid belief systems in these things? And preconditioned minds are always hindrances in their own field because they do not let that particular field expand and grow because they feel that this is it. This is it. And we cannot upgrade, we cannot update ourselves when we say this is it. And anytime a mind is prejudiced or preconditioned, it becomes a dangerous mind and stands against human welfare. Eighth one is the fanatical mind. This is a state which continues for many years. Oh my God, fanatical. This is the only right path. There is no other right path. I am a fan of this person. No matter what that person does, it's always right. Blind faith, blind belief. For example, if it's connected to religion, it may state for janmas, it may state for incarnations. And if it is connected to religion for many lives until the accumulating shocks of disappointments crack the walls of fanaticism and shed light into the mind. And sometimes when a fanatic's mind is opened, it goes to extremes, and the fanatic denies all that he had worshipped and becomes the slave of his pleasures. Please be careful, my dear friends. And if a fanatic is caught at the right time by a wise person, he can be led gradually out of this shell and into new values, which can happen through meditation. Let's not be fanatical, my dear friends. And the ninth one is the striving mind. Such a beautiful mind this is, isn't it? And the striving mind tries to find new ways to solve his own problems and expand his horizons. He does not depend on others. He depends on himself. He depends on his inner strength or his inner guide, his inner master. He strives inside. He strives the mountain which is there inside, the spiritual mountain, the spiritual evolution. And what does a striving mind do? What are the qualities of a striving mind? He tries to make his existence beautiful, intelligent, and healthy, prosperous, and creative. And a striving mind is an awakening mind. Is yours an awakening mind? Or are we mechanical, unconscious? And he tries to eliminate all that was built in the past as hindrances on that path of perfection. And some of us still dwell in the past, live in the past. And the patterns of various habits are attacked and vision is seen. All your habits are challenged, my dear friends. All your belief systems are challenged. And therefore, get the clarity for the future. Because of which a call is heard and action is taken to meet the call. Did you ever get a call? And even after getting a call, did you put it aside and go for the mundane things in life? A call comes, my dear friends, but the call keeps coming. And if we cannot follow the call stops happening. There are no more calls anymore because you're not listening to it. You're not following it. You're not following the call. Whatever it may be, from your inside, from your inner guide, from your inner master, from your heart, from your soul, everything. So these are the first signs of striving, my dear friends. How do you know that you're striving? These are the signs. When you begin to search and ask, and when you try to discover the causes of your limitations, please write down this. These are the signs of striving. If you are doing all these things, that means that you are in a striving mind. And you search for wisdom. You try to discipline your nature. You try to cultivate virtues, not vices. And you try to come in contact with the centers of light. These are the symptoms, the signs of a striving mind, my dear friends. This is what a striving mind does. If you are doing this, then congratulations, you have a striving mind. Then the 10th mind is the clear mind. Wow, the clear mind, that's what we are achieving for, isn't it, my dear friends? So after striving comes clarity. But this is a very, 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 very gradual process. It takes sometimes a long time, years or lives sometimes, to achieve clarity of mind. But once it is achieved, you're almost one with the mind which is in Christ. When we say Christ, it's the supreme, it's the God, it's the everything. See, we have 100 names of God. No matter how you call it, it's that we are connected to the source. And the clear mind that sees things exactly as they are. Exactly as they are. You can see yourself exactly as you are, who you are, where you are, what you are. And a clear mind has direction, a clear goal, and a clear plan to reach that goal. Do you have a plan to reach a goal? Do you have a goal? Do you know whether what you think is your goal is actually your goal? Do you have a clear mind, which comes after the striving mind? So this is the 10th level of the mind, 10th state of mind, which is called as the clear mind. Then we have the creative mind. After we strive to get a wonderful mind, we start getting clarity. And once we get the clarity, we create things. Our mind will become creative and it starts creating things. It becomes a creative force in the universe and create all those art forms that make people healthier, more beautiful, more successful, more righteous, and more freer. So what are you creating? And the real artist, everyone is an artist. Every human being is an artist. Every human being. There's no person born on this planet who's not an artist in some or the other field. And the real artist does not entertain you and please your animal instincts by presenting violence and crimes, but through his art, he evokes the divine and creative forces from you and challenges you to transcend your level of beingness. Isn't that wonderful? What is this mind creating? We work with the co-creator, my dear friends. We work as the co-creator along with the creator. Such a beautiful job that is. Such a beautiful designation that is. Co-creator working with the creator. That's wonderful. And then we come for the last level of the mind, which is the enlightened mind. The Buddha, the Jesus, the Krishna, the Allah, the Mahavir, the Guru Nanak, Rama, Krishna, name it, everybody. Enlightened mind. The enlightened mind is a mind that cooperates with the creative forces in nature, having a deep understanding about the purpose and the plan of the one who created all that exists. And a person who has an enlightened mind can clearly see himself as he is and what he is going to be. This is the enlightened mind, my dear friends. Such a wonderful place to be in, such a wonderful state of being, state of mind, enlightened mind, completely free of everything, full of light, full of clarity, striving, full of consciousness, full of wisdom, full of beauty, full of joy, full of gratitude, everything in the enlightened mind. And we all must be striving to achieve this state of mind. So now let us understand how is clear thinking achieved. First of all, let's start with clear thinking. Then we can go for striving, then clear, and then creative, and then enlightened mind. Let us try to understand how is clear thinking achieved. There are 16 steps which you might want to note it down. So the first step is try to think from cause to effect and from effect to cause. Say to your mind, if you think this way, what may happen to me, to my family, to my nation, to humanity and to nature? Do you think before you act? You say, you think. Reverse it around. Cause and effect, effect and cause. What is my action going to cause, going to be effect as? Cause and effect. Try to see the cause and effect, my dear friends. That will bring you lots of clarity. And if the effect is not constructive or beneficial, think how you can eliminate or stop the cause. Be cause-oriented. See, for example, if I have to go to office early in the morning, if I sleep late today because I have a favorite movie to watch, I will sleep late and I will wake up late and I will definitely not make it early to the office. So the effect should be that I have to go early to the office. So what should I be the cause of? To sleep early, to eat early and sleep early. That is the cause that we have to think of. So that the effect is that I go to the office early in the morning at the right time. So think of cause and effect, my dear friends, if you want clear thinking. That will help you a lot. That will really help you a lot. Cause and effect. Think about these two aspects. And the second way to achieve clear thinking is to try to think in the interest of a greater whole, your family, your nation, humanity, nature, everything, animal kingdom as well. And use your thinking power to bring good changes and new visions for these units. What do you think for? When you think for the whole, you think clearly because you think for a longer run. You think for the future. You are the future. And in relating your thinking to these greater wholes, you see the exact value of your thoughts. Every thought has power. Every thought has energy. Where are you investing your energy into? That is most important. Invest your energy. Don't spend your energy. Invest it. And in certain country, an owner of a large forest did not like, this is a beautiful story, my dear friend. I'm just going to read it out for you again. So in a certain country, an owner of a large forest did not like a certain kind of bird, and he exterminated all of them within a few years. Then he noticed that his trees were dying. He did research and found out that certain bugs had increased in the forest and were destroying the trees. And after examining the case, a scientist concluded that the birds which the owner of the forest had exterminated were the same birds who used to eat the bugs. And now that the birds were exterminated, the bugs were multiplying out of control. Thus, the man did not think in terms of a greater wholes when he thought to exterminate the birds. An old man used to say, when you're pulling a nail from a wall, do not worry too much about the nail, but think about the wall and all that is related to it. And without clear thinking, you can say a few words or do something, but the consequences become so big that you can no longer handle them. So the moral of the story is that we must consider carefully what we are doing to this planet, as the effect of our deeds on the solar system can be considerably serious. So that's the second one. And the third step is that to try to think not only for your physical body, but also for your emotions, mind, and soul. And you do things that make your physical body happy. Everything, my dear friends, you have to think for your body, for emotional body, and for the mental body. To be completely happy in all these three systems. We have to be healthy in all these three systems, isn't it? So you do things that make your physical body happy, but emotionally or mentally, you feel painful or you feel spiritually ashamed and humiliated. Your thinking should cater to all the needs of all your systems inside you. And clear thinking has no partiality and does not create cleavages in your whole being. Don't focus your thinking only on one particular subject, one particular system. See it as a whole. As a whole. And you do things physically that hurt your mind, or mentally that hurt your emotions, or emotionally that hurt the body and even your soul. If you guide your thoughts or thinking along the lines of thinking for all the bodies existing within you, gradually you will cultivate clear thinking and see how wonderful it is to live in the light of clear thinking. Don't let one body of yours damage the other body, because mind should think for the whole, not for one particular sector of your body. You are a group consciousness, isn't it? You're alive because all of your organs are working properly. And you can't think of only one organ, isn't it? You can't think only for the stomach, or only for the liver, or only for the heart. You have to think your body as a whole to survive, to live a healthy life. And then we come to the fourth one, my dear friends. Try to think not only for your present interest, but also for your future interests, for the interests of your future lives. Everything. Think about the future, my dear friends. Have a long vision, have a beautiful vision for the future. Not for just for your future, but for everybody's future, for your future lives. How will your actions affect your whole life, or even your future lives? Future lives, future lives are as real as your future weeks, future months, or future years. When you talk about future, what is that future that you're talking about? Think for a long run, my dear friends. Think for eternity. Don't just think for this incarnation, this life. You must consider to be healthy, happy, and creative in future years and lives. So what are you going to do about it? And then we come to the fifth one, my dear friends. So never think within the boundaries of your habits, prejudices, superstitions, vanity, and ego. If you have any of this, we cannot have clear thinking. We cannot have clear thinking because we are limiting ourselves with these things. We are limiting ourselves. Our thinking should not be controlled by these habits. If it is, then we cannot achieve clear thinking. If you want to achieve clear thinking, you should be free from all these habits. You should be free from all these things, superstitions especially, prejudices. If your thinking is run by your ego, you will never achieve clear thinking. If your thinking is run by prejudices, superstitions, and vanity, clear thinking will be an unachievable dream for you, and you will always be a slave of your habits, prejudices, superstitions. So yes, my dear friends, that is the fifth point that we have to look into. And then this is what we do. And everything is into space. Everything is broadcast into space. Your thought is energy. Sometimes our thoughts are controlled by others also. Let us not be a slave of others' thoughts as well, others' belief systems as well. Be an original thinker, real thinker. Be the true thinker of yourself. Let original thoughts come from you. Be an original person. And in most cases, it is not you who thinks, but outside factors. If you can for a moment achieve a state of consciousness in which you can think independently, you will find the door leading to a superhuman state. From a human being, we all need to target to become a superhuman. And your greatness is the accumulation of those moments when you think free from post-hypnotic suggestions, habits, prejudices, superstitions, vanity, and ego. And it's underlined over here. Meditation is a discipline and an exercise to learn clear thinking. And it's interesting to know that it is easier to control the minds of others through developing habits, prejudices, vanity, and ego in them, and making them follow planned action than it is to force special actions on them. And meditation will not only free you from the thieves living within your own nature, but also free from those who are trying to enslave you. Meditation, my dear friends, meditation. Let us all become a superhuman from a human being through meditation, through clear thinking, through achieving clear thinking. And the sixth method to achieve clear thinking is to not let your thinking controlled by fear, hatred, jealousy, anger, revenge, greed, and hurt feelings. If you do that, you're becoming a slave of all these things that are existing within you. Be free, become free of all these things so that they no longer control you. Your mind is not controlled by all these things that you're made to think in certain ways, controlled by these factors in your life. And if we cannot think free of these factors, your thinking will be controlled by them. And you will involve yourself with more and more problems and waste your time, money, energy, and health. I'm sure you don't want to do that. If you don't want to do something, then you have to take action to not be controlled by all these factors. And clear thinking is only possible when you stand above these factors. We have taken so many wrong decisions, so many, wrong paths, said wrong things, thought wrong thoughts because of these factors, isn't it? Because our mind is being controlled by all these factors, the 7 factors. Let us not be controlled by them anymore, my dear friends. Let's be free of this emotional garbage, mental garbage. Let's be free. The garbage belongs to the garbage bin, not in our systems. If you want to prosper, if you want to be successful, if you want to be joyful, if you want to be happy, don't be controlled by all these things. Rise above them. Rise above them with the help of meditation, with the help of self-contemplation, self-questioning, self-checking, observation. And then this is why the world has so many problems in spite of so much knowledge and luxury. People feel happy when they think inspired by their habits, fears, jealousies, anger, and all those things. But they don't realize that they are like airline passengers who are eating, drinking, and enjoying themselves when the plane is just about to crash. These things are not what we need in our life, isn't it? But then why do we carry them in our systems? Which doesn't serve any purpose, which they don't serve our higher purpose. Why do we still carry all these things? Why? They lead us in the wrong direction, and sometimes they lead us to destroy whatever we have built or lose whatever we have gained in the past. So why do we do it? Why are we controlled by these things? Why can't we master ourselves to be able to master our emotional body, master our physical body, and master our mental body to achieve clear thinking? And the seventh one, my dear friends, and before you think, for a moment, visualize. This is a very beautiful process that you can practice. Everyone can practice. Visualize a joyful or pleasant experience. Joy is a form of light, and it enlightens people. It gives so much of beauty inside you and everything that happens within. Whenever you want to take a decision, whenever you are thinking something, think something joyful and imagine something joyful. Visualize something joyful that happened in your life. And most destructive actions, reactions, and responses are done by unhappy people. And happiness, joy, and bliss make you a constructive force in life. Think something joyful, something beautiful, something so amazing. Visualize it and then take a decision. And you can be sure that that decision will be the best decision of your life. And when one is in an unhappy frame of mind, his thoughts run in reverse gears and he sees only the failure factors instead of seeing the factors which will lead him to success. And a happy mind is a grateful, harmless, controlled, and creative mind. And before you think and make decisions, first feel happy. Isn't that a wonderful trick or a technique that this particular author is telling us, this particular master is telling us? Before you think and make decisions, first feel happy. That's a wonderful insight that you can take forward in your practical life. Because we take decisions every day, in and out. So many decisions that we take, so many choices that we make. Feel happy. Just feel happy. Just look at this little girl. She's so happy. Thinking and then playing, thinking and then doing something. Keep your state of mind in a happy state, in a joyful state. And then we come to the eighth one. So do not let your rational, national, traditional, or religious background interfere with your clear and righteous thinking. What is right? What is righteous thinking? What is right? What is wrong? Don't let your prejudices or your superstitions or your religious or cultural or anything else dominate your thinking, because that will not lead you to clear thinking. And clear thinking can be carried on only at certain psychologically high altitude, above all these things, above everything. That is when you can see things clearly, isn't it? When you see yourself in the part of the globe. See, when you are here on the globe, you see things differently. When you're a little away, you see things differently, more clearly. When you are a little more away, you see things even more clearly. So if you can see it from this perspective, you see the globe so beautifully, so clearly, that you know exactly where everything is placed. So that when you come down to this earth, you're full of clarity, full of understanding, and full of wisdom. You know what needs to be done. You're above everything. And you must free and raise your consciousness above many limitations if what you want to think clearly. And then we come to the ninth one. Never try to deceive yourself or others with your thoughts. Don't lie, don't manipulate, don't cheat, don't do any of that sorts of things. And if your mind runs in the gears of self-deception, you will never be able to think clearly. Lying, manipulation, cheating others will fog your mind. Please beware. You're damaging yourself and you're damaging the other person as self. And you're by self-deception. And self-deception creates those hindrances which make your thinking contradictory to your own highest good. I want to become a Buddha, but I do exactly the opposite in my life after meditation. In my meditation, oh yes, I want to become a Buddha, I am a Buddha. And once you open your eyes, you do exactly the opposite of what a Buddha would do. And self-deception is like covering your inner light with layers and layers of blankets and leading yourself into darkness. Do you want to lead yourself into darkness or light? What are you doing with yourself in your practical life? Please be cautious and wary about all these things, which will lead you to achieve a clear mind. Clear mind. Never deceive yourself or others. Never. And we come to the 10th one. We are coming close to a wonderful session. And the 10th one is that never try to fabricate or falsify facts. I can give an example over here. For example, a mother and a boy are going on a scooter and they witness an accident happen on the road. And the mother doesn't stop. She just passes through the thing. And the boy sees the man lying on the ground. And he goes and talks to his friends. Oh, you know what? I saw an accident today and the man was dead. But actually, the man was just unconscious, and later the ambulance came and took him away, and he was hale and healthy. So we try to fabricate things, falsify facts, because of what we see. So many things. We assume things. We have preconceived notions about things. We presume about everything. But people ask, how can you succeed without falsifying and fabricating? Isn't it? In this today's competitive, harsh world, how can we survive without doing all these things? Is it possible to save your skin in this world without fabricating and falsifying facts? You have to answer this question. Never try to fabricate or falsify the facts, my dear friends. And this is the tragedy. And we are taught that it is impossible to be successful with honesty. But the life of the planet is the proof that fabrications and falsifications bring success for only a short time, while they bring problems, suffering, and loss for the rest of our lives. Do you want short-run happiness or long-run happiness? It's all in your hands. So catch yourself in a moment in which you're beginning to falsify and fabricate things. Catch yourself at that moment and stop yourself. Oh, no, no, no. What am I doing right now? If you can find such a moment in your life, you have already initiated yourself onto the path of health, happiness, and success. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm very mechanical by fabricating or falsifying the facts. Let me stop myself then and there. That is how you achieve clear thinking. And if you continue to increase such moments in your life, you will soon enter the superhuman path. Do you want to become a superhuman? Oh, yes, we all want to be. If you want to be, then do the things that you need to do to become a superhuman. As simple as that. Then we come to the 11th one. Never decide to take actions or make decisions under the pressure of flattery, bribery, and showing off. Oh my goodness, you're such a beautiful person. There's no other beautiful person except for you. That's flattery. You're beautiful. That's appreciation. Bribery and showing off. Never fall into these traps or make decisions after falling into these traps. And disobedience of such a rule can be disastrous, and people try to bribe you with money, positions, and many other means. Many other means. Do you fall into these traps? Don't fall into these traps. Many are people pleasers. By pleasing people, they get their job done. Don't fall into this trap. Don't become a people pleaser yourself, and don't become the, Don't come into the trap of people pleasers or flatterers or bribery, in briberies and all that. And actually, those who flatter or bribe you are those who are using your brain to think through. They are using your mind so that their job gets done. And when you show off, the controlling powers in your mind are those for whom you are showing off. I can give an example where it happened that, if I am a very superstitious person and I believe where, religion or anything, every superstition so thoroughly that, there's another person who's actually wanting to stop me from going somewhere because his work will not be done if I go somewhere. So what he will do, oh, madam, just a black cat has just crossed your path. So I thought, I don't think you should go anywhere. So what do? He's controlling me. I'm letting him use me, use my mind, use my superstitions to do his work. I'm being a slave of that person. So what do? I stop myself from going anywhere. So his work is done. He's happy. He has used me. So that is the thing, my dear friends. Never decide to take actions or make decisions under the pressure of flattery, bribery, and showing off. And the difference between animals and human beings is thinking. But thinking can even make you worse than an animal. And it is clear thinking that makes you a supreme human being. And clear thinking cannot be achieved if you are running under the influence of bribery, flattery, and showing off. Isn't that wonderful to learn and understand and assimilate in our senses? Isn't it beautiful? And the 12th one. Before you think, ask that the light of your soul or the light of Christ or the light of God guide you in your thinking. Take their guidance. Take the inner guide's guidance. And you will see that when you cultivate clear thinking, you will be exact, true, and factual in your conversations. And you will clearly see how people voluntarily mislead themselves through unclear thinking. Be always under the guidance of your soul. Always. Such a beautiful state of being that is, to be guided by your soul. And which will happen only through meditation, through continuous and, regular practice of meditation, only it will happen. You have to give time for yourself to meditate, to achieve clear thinking, to achieve so many other things. Then we come to the 13th point. Check your thoughts by the light of your heart. Everybody says, follow your heart, follow your heart. Nobody says, follow your mind. So follow your heart. And the heart is not a center of pity, but a center which is in harmony with the cosmic heart. We have so much of self-pity in our heart, my dear friends. So we feel so bad for ourselves that we don't need others to feel bad for us. We are enough to feel bad for ourselves. We have loads of self-pity on ourselves. Oh, why did this happen to me? What did I do wrong? I have suffered so much, blah, 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 blah. The heart center is not a center of pity, but a center which is in harmony with the cosmic heart. There is this heart and there's the cosmic heart. We have to tune ourselves with the cosmic heart through meditation. And if your heart says no, obey it. We don't obey our heart. We don't even listen to our heart. Do not confuse your heart with your desires, glamours, and wishes. Heart is above all these things. Heart is above all these things to become righteous. Righteous is your heart. Likes and dislikes are not heart. They are emotions. Desires are not heart. They are emotions. Glamours are not heart. They are emotions. They are mental body. To rise above all these things and become your heart and follow your heart and take decisions and think in the light of your heart. Then the 14th one, my dear friends. Let your thoughts be in harmony with the principles of beauty, goodness, righteousness, joy, and freedom. This is the 5-pointed star, I have to say. If you follow this 5-pointed star, your life will be beautiful, amazing, joyful, healthy, happy. Beauty, goodness, righteousness, joy, and freedom. Follow this 5 stars, my dear friends. So if your thoughts do not agree with these 5 principles, your thoughts are out of order and you are in danger of losing your path. So are your thoughts, is your mind following this 5 principles? 5-pointed star? Our machine, our system is out of order. This needs to be repaired with the 5-pointed star. Then we come to the 15th one. Before you think or make decisions for a few minutes, keep total silence. Silence will help you focus your mind in the clear light. Mental silence, verbal silence, which is meditation. Before you think or make any decision, don't be impulsive, don't be emotional, don't be fanatic in taking decisions, because you are being the cause of something that you have to bear the consequence of, isn't it? So then we've come to the final one. Learn how to meditate. Continuous meditation eventually makes you a free and clear thinker. So that is the final slide of this presentation, my dear friends. Practice clear thinking. That is what it is. So yes, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, that is what clear thinking is. And I hope this subject has helped you learn and understand yourself in a better way, and follow your own path, follow your own heart, follow your own journey with lots of clarity, lots of beauty, joy, abundance, health, prosperity. So yes, my dear friends, that's the end of the session. And if you have anything that you want to say, or if you have any questions as such, you can raise your hand. Maybe I can unmute you then and there. Thank you for your lovely and kind messages. Thank you. We'll have many more sessions like this so that we can all help each other. We can learn from each other and understand each other well. The most important thing is to understand ourselves first. Thank you, Sumati madam. Thank you, Sandhya. Thank you, Deepika madam. Thank you, Shri. Thank you, Kartikeyan. Thank you, Fani. Thank you, Ramohan Garu. Thank you, Krish. Thank you, Sharad Gupta ji. Thank you, Rekha. Thank you, Daksha. Thank you, Ayushi. Thank you, Preeti Rajesh. Thank you, Raquel. Thank you, everyone. So please let me know if you have anything to say, anything to share about this particular subject. We can do that. And if there is nothing to, for you to share, for you to ask, then maybe we can do 5 minutes of meditation, because it's going to end at 8:30. So 5 minutes of meditation and we'll end the session. Is that all right? Just 5 minutes. Yes. So my dear friends, please sit in a comfortable position. Take off your spectacles. We do not need any spectacles for our meditation. Fold your legs or clasp your hands. Close your eyes. Just observe your normal, natural, easy, simple, wonderful breath. No thoughts whatsoever. No chanting of mantras, no imagination, just purely, simply observing your breath. Okay, friends. Then gently place your palms together and place them on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently open your eyes, my dear friends. And with a beautiful smile on your face, let's all pay our gratitude to 𝗵𝗔 Patri, who has united all of us in this session, brought all of us together. And I was very happy visiting all of my friends during the Buddha Purnima. So grateful for the kind and wonderful moments there with my family. Thank you so much for everything, for your heart, for your beauty, for your joy, for your wonderful kindness. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. Thank you. So, thank you so much. And if anyone wants to say anything, you are open to say. You can express yourself, whatever you want to say. You can unmute yourself. Whoever wants to say, you can unmute yourself.
Parinitha ji, it's such a wonderful meeting again, meeting you on screen, and last week meeting you in person. We were all together having so much fun, learning and just dancing in the heart, I think. And just want to say, are you back in India now?
Yes.
No, you are. Okay, I didn't get to know that, but I was thinking that might be the case. But what I just also want to say is that the points that you explain, I mean, quite a numerous things, but it's quite interesting because even in my journey of this particular meditation over 18, 20 months or so, how the thinking, although I was fairly aware, how the thinking is actually shifting all the time to that freedom and to that responsibility, to the soul feeling that that's how I want to live, you know? So it's really nice to actually have it articulated and verbalized this way. So I'm very grateful. And to actually see how meditation makes that difference. And, you know, you're able to touch or feel what feels right for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And the confusion, I think the one when it's confused, it's like when you're crossing one part to the other, the transformation's taking place. So I'm kind of that particular point made me think as to what feels right and what is my purpose and how do I want to drive it. So yes, thank you for the alarm bells and thank you for the extra light.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure to share whatever I have learned from such great masters. So yes, I'm just being a medium of that knowledge. Nothing more than that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much for your wonderful session today. It was really interesting and got to know so many layers of mind actually. It's really wonderful to know all these things. Though we came across all these different layers in our life, but we won't be able to realize why we are going through this, why I'm behaving like this. Sometimes we think that I don't want to do that, but we are habituated to do that actually. And so all these things are related actually. So wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Just one thing I wanted to ask about how to cultivate the awareness when we are not able. We wanted to be aware, but our mind goes somewhere else actually, and until particular point of time we will not be able to realize that we are lost. And again, we have to keep practicing continuously, right? So how to cultivate that in a better way? I just wanted to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the only way that we can keep ourselves in awareness is to be aware. That is the only thing. Just by questioning ourselves, checking ourselves every moment, just being aware, just being in the present moment, if I have to say. If you are in the present moment, if you're living in the present moment, you don't get lost, you don't get drifted away. So that is an art. Living in the present is a beautiful art which we need to cultivate. If you want to be aware, and meditation will help you with doing that, especially. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And the name of this book you presented today?
Education as Transformation, Volume 2 by 𝗕𝗵𝘆. I will send the link as well. I will send the link of the book in the group, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝘆. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so pleased of being here. The meditation at the end, even though it was shorter than the one at the beginning, felt so blissful. I mean, I went directly to the sky. It was amazing. Thank you so much. Apart from that, I have two doubts. One theoretical doubt and one practical. So the practical one is how to join the WhatsApp group, because I got the link through another WhatsApp group. So if you could share the WhatsApp group to join your sessions, that would be amazing so I can join it.
Yes, sure. I'll just share my official group where I share all my updates. So I'm just going to share that with you. Okay, I have posted my group, my official group. You will find all my sessions there. Any classes that I share will be here in there.
I'm joining it right now. Okay. So
Yes,
I go for the question about theory. I didn't understand the first point, the first state of mind. So the undeveloped mind had no link between the etherical mind to the physical mind. I didn't get that. And how, if you could give us some examples, because I understood all the others. I got examples of my own to represent people, each of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
not the first one.
Yes. So see, the brain is different than the mind. Brain is only from what we are born from and till now. That is what the brain stores. The brain stores data of from the time that we are born from here, and the mind is much more than that. Much more than that. It has different layers of mind, like, for example, conscious mind, subconscious mind, semi-conscious mind, unconscious mind, supraconscious mind. There are so many levels. But in an undeveloped state of mind, there is no connection between this brain and mind. So that is where we have to develop the connection so that it becomes a developed state of mind. It is a little complicated that we have to understand, but then as you start doing meditation, you will understand all these things in a better way. I'm sure of that. Yes. And please do regular and continuous practice of meditation every day so that you benefit a lot through meditation and you get clear thinking as you go by. But I will be posting this session in my YouTube channel as well. So I'll be sharing, once you join this WhatsApp group, I'll be sharing my YouTube website, YouTube channel as well, so that you can see all the other of my videos in order to get more clarity. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Yeah, please do regular and continuous practice of meditation. Please don't say I don't have time. Please say that I want to do, but I cannot do. Where there is a will, there is a way, my dear friends. So please do meditation every day. It will really help you. So thank you so much for joining in today. Hope to see you again and again in many more further sessions. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be of service to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.